Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Michael Bell. Michael Bell is the host of the HARDcast podcast, and he is an engineer by the day job, and in the evening he is a podcaster. So he is doing for many people who are actually working in day jobs and trying to pursue their passion in the evening, so that way they can align themselves what they really want. Eventually, someday they want to do and empower other people, contribute to the society positively on their own time. So please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Michael Bell. Michael, welcome.
Siddique, thank you so much for having me come on to the Growth Hacking Secrets. It truly is an honor, sir. You do very good stuff, and I'm happy to be here and sharing with you and your audience, sir.
Thank you so much. Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to start the HARDcast podcast?
So I took a deliberate action back in July of 2020 and started to really focus on my mental toughness. And I started what was known then and is still known as the 75 Hard program that was created by Andrew Frisella, who is a very prolific person in the United States. I completed that program, and part of that program was really driven and focused on mental toughness. And it was in that 75 days that I realized I had a lot more time than I thought I did. I had a lot more courage than I thought I did, and I had a lot more drive than I thought I did. So over that 75 days, I completed it in September. Within a few months, I had networked extensively and decided that it's time for me to turn on the wheels to start my passion project. And that passion project is podcasting. It is the spoken word and getting the message out about, a lot of really cool stuff. And most importantly, it's the message of mental health and mental toughness and breaking the chains of oppression and breaking the chains of adversity and getting that message out to the people.
Wonderful. That is amazing. And you're happy with the results so far?
The thing that has made me the happiest is connecting with people and hearing other people's insights, because there's 7.5 billion people on this planet. And there's only really one science when it comes to the human body. But the mind, there's 7.5 varieties of stories of people. And everybody has a unique approach. And the more people you network with, the more people you talk to, the more insight that you could gain from them. So to measure the success of my podcast now, although it is in its infancy, is the networking and the relationship building that I have achieved.
Yeah, that's so true. My purpose of the podcast is also taking the success secrets from you and the mistakes you have done in your life, so that way others can learn from your mistakes, and building a relationship. Only three folds. That's it. I want to learn from your mistakes so I don't have to pay the price because you already paid it. And I want to learn from your success secrets so I can actually follow what's working, proven by other people like yourself, Mike, and network with people like yourself. Simple.
Yes, sir.
So
we
are very much aligned on a number of things. So what are the top 3 mistakes to avoid when you are launching a podcast based on your experience?
Siddique, I think that these 3 mistakes, they kind of transcend profession. So it doesn't matter. For me, I use these in my day job as an engineer. I use these as a parent. I use these as a husband. I use these everywhere. And the 3 biggest mistakes that I think somebody could avoid are not planning, right? And what that means is, it could be phrased like this: a goal without a plan is just a dream. Until you sit down and you start putting, pencil to paper and developing the plan for success, you're never going to be successful. So step 1 there, or mistake number 1 to avoid, would be not planning. The second mistake that I think is going too fast. And sometimes you have to slow down and smell the roses, right? You have to experience the moment. And if you just expedite, and before you know it, yes, you may be 5, 6 a year into something, but you haven't learned anything because you haven't taken the time to slow down in order to go fast. And in the military, they say, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. So taking the time, distilling down the moment and understanding it and learning from each moment along the way is a big mistake that I think people make. And the third mistake that I avoid, and that actually, I'm a victim of all of these things, Siddique. I'm not perfect, right? These are all things that I had to learn by fire.
Yeah.
But the third thing is unrealistic expectations. And that transcends every aspect of life. If you go into a situation expecting nothing out of it, right, then there is only growth. There is no failure. There is no disappointment, because you started at a net zero value. It's if you go into a relationship already expecting something from somebody, you're more likely to be disappointed. If you go into a job expecting certain results without having a plan, without taking the time to strategize, you're going to have bad results. So the three things, the big ones here are not planning is detrimental to you. Going too fast could be detrimental to you, and not managing your expectations. Those three things I would say are probably the three slowest growth tactics. If you could get on top of those, you'll be doing a lot better.
That's so cool. I'm so glad you came on the show today. So there's a nice reminders and gentle reminders for on everything. So Michael, I'm sure we all have some failures in our life. So what is your greatest failure you like to share with us? What did you learn from it, and how did you recover from that?
Okay, of course, it's oftentimes that we don't understand we have failed at something until we reflect upon it later in life. And, I look back in time to several opportunities that I had to do great things, or to take that leap, or as Steve Harvey says, to jump, And one of those failures was back in 2007. I had an opportunity to put myself through college and start down a professional track back then. But I was scared. I had a couple of kids. I was in a new marriage. Well, it was the same marriage that I'm in now, but it was new then. And but I didn't think I had what it took. I was scared to jump. I was scared to take that next step in my life and push myself to be better than I was. And it took me another 7 years before I did return to school, before I did put myself through engineering school and achieve where I'm at today. So the greatest failure of my life has always been waiting. And ways that I would advise anybody here moving forward is don't wait. You have got to jump. You have got to walk up to that ledge and not be afraid to get scuffed up or to pick up some bruises, or you got to jump, man. And that's what Steve Harvey says, and that's inspirational. And that's my philosophy too. My biggest failure was not starting soon enough.
Yeah, wonderful. And no one is going to jump for you. You have to make the jump yourself.
That's right.
Yeah. And wonderful. This is amazing, Michael. Let's talk about some of your successes. So promise us you're going to give us your best ones. Okay, don't be stingy.
I do not hold anything back, Siddique. All right. So if we look at what I was just talking about as far as mistakes to avoid, my successes and my keys to success align very well with first identifying your deficiencies. If you could look back or look ahead and identify your what are called pain points. If you can see that this is going to be something I'm going to struggle with, or if this is where I'm going to need to network and to bring people in to help assist here, right? It's part of that planning stage. A key to success, always have a plan. And that's step one, right? If you don't plan, you might as well just stop doing what you're doing, start again, and start with a good, solid plan. That's key to success number one. Key to success number two for me is the mindset. You have to understand that without changing, granted, you may be a very successful person already. You may already be living your dream job. But if you're already living your dream job and living your dream life, Siddique, why are you watching this show? Right? Why are you here? You're here because there's something that you have identified that you can be better, that you can work harder, that there are growth secrets that you may not know. And that's why you're watching Siddique here, right? So for me, it's that mindset. And first, understanding that you don't have all the answers and you're willing to go above and beyond, and you're willing to shift your mindset into a spot where you are pursuing greatness. That's growth hack number two for me. And growth hack number three for me, Siddique, is this: understanding that I don't have all the answers, understanding that you don't have all the answers. once you realize that you're not king of the castle and that there are thousands of other people out there, perhaps millions of other people out there that have walked this path before you, you will be successful if you start to learn from those people, if you expand your network. And I'm very driven. I'm a very driven individual. I get up every morning, very early, and I watch something motivational. I'll watch a TEDx, or I'll watch one of Siddique's growth secrets. I'll watch, Gary Vaynerchuk or Ed Milet or Andy Frisell. I'll watch something like that to help put myself in the right mindset for the day. And also, I'll learn something. I'll learn a growth hack. I'll learn a secret to success. I'll learn something. The three things, Siddique: start with the plan, right? Not planning is going to crush you. Adapting the proper mindset for success. And that's something that you have to practice to obtain. And step number 3 is learning from smart people, right? And that's just getting after it.
Oh, this is wonderful, Michael. Michael, the Growth Hacking Secrets community, people who are watching this now, how they can support you?
If you can support me, it's super simple. First, start by supporting yourself. My mission is to help other people find who they are, find their greatness. So go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back first. That's how you can support me. Secondly, you could head over to my website, and that's just thepodsohardcast.com. And it's all one word, right? No spaces, no underscores, nothing like that. Go there and just hit the subscribe button. And what that helps me do, as you guys know, organic growth is the best. If you could subscribe to my show there or subscribe to the website, all I'm going to do there is just send you more cool information about when new blogs come out or when new podcast episodes come out.
Wonderful. The HARDcast.com is so amazing name, man. You got a beautiful name on your podcast.
Well, thank you. And there's some meaning hidden in there. So of course it's a podcast, so the pod is there, but it's not just the podcast. It's the messages that we share with our audience on that show are stories of overcoming hardships. It's about talking about the hard things in life that are hard to talk about. And I know that that's a mouthful, but in today's society, a lot of people aren't willing to open up and talk about those hard things. That's what we do on the Pod So Hardcast. We evaluate it. We talk about race and diversity and inclusion and equity. We talk about parenting in crisis school. We talk about overcoming adversity. We talk about developing that rock solid mindset that's going to help you be successful in life. We talk about all of that stuff. We talk about abuse and overcoming the chains of oppression, the breaking the river of cruelty when it comes to abuse. Everything that we focus on are things that people should be focusing on, and things that the message of those things should be getting out to the people. And that's hard. And that's why the name is the Hardcast, the Pod So Hardcast.
So you have a platform to have a difficult conversations in a civilized manner.
Yes, sir. That's exactly right.
Wonderful. Michael, so go ahead. You're watching this now or even 10 years from now. It does not matter when you're watching this. You owe it to yourself, thepodsohardcast.com, because the message will be lived on any platform. So that way you owe it to yourself to get engaged into the difficult conversation until we converse with each other. That creates the understanding, and that's the worth living. Okay. So Michael, we are about to wrap up. I'd like to have your quick review or your testimonial for the show. What would you say about your today's guest experience and the growth hacking secrets?
So sitting down with Siddique has probably been one of the coolest things I've done in a while. And the reason why is the more that I could repeat my message, the more I could repeat what is valuable to me, it just helps to reinforce that in my own mind. It helps to build those blocks. As they say, if you repeat something long enough, it becomes a truth. And the more people that I could talk to, like Siddique and Siddique giving me this platform to spread my message, it not only helps ideally you, but it also helps me to reaffirm what I'm saying in my own mind.
Thank you so much for your kind words. Really appreciate it. Mike, what would you say as a final word?
Be great.
Be great. Thank you so much, Mike, sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.
Thank you, Mohammed.